34-year-old Angela and husband Stuart are expecting their first child and can't wait for the little one to arrive.
It's been a big year for myself and Stuart. We got married in Vegas and it's coming up to a year for our anniversary. And then obviously with having a baby as well, we seem to have crammed it all in one time space of a year.
We'd been trying for a while and she did the pregnancy test and you sort of have to take a double take at it to say, yeah, great.
I was really lucky to manage to get pregnant so quickly. I'd had a couple of problems when I was younger, gynecological, and I thought really I was going to have problems having a child, and actually been to the doctor to discuss that. But it's sod's law. As soon as I'd been to the doctors to discuss it, then the week after I actually found out I was pregnant, so it was great.
2 months before the baby was due, Angela had a 4D scan and got a special sneak preview of the new arrival.
I'm so glad we did it. It was such an amazing experience. It was really good. You go in and to actually see what your baby looks like and the profile of it, like you could tell it had my nose and you could see it moving its arms and it was sucking its lip and it just kept sticking its tongue out and it would open its eye. It was just amazing. And normally a scan, you'd have a small screen, and normally when you lay down, the woman, it's very hard to look and try and see it in the scan, but they project it onto a whole other massive back wall, so your baby just looks, I mean, it was just amazing. It was just like that.
We've watched the DVD 3 or 4 times, so it's, every time you see it, it's just amazing that that's inside Angie, its little baby.
Angela is all geared up for the birth and is trying various methods to move things along.
I bought one of these birthing balls. I'd gone to one of the antenatal classes and the midwife was saying they were fantastic. They're really good for getting the baby in the right position. I'm a real big slouch and normally when I come home from work I just flake out on the settee. But apparently that's really, it can be really bad for you. You can, if the baby can easily get into like a position. I've heard of back-to-back labour where it can be a lot more painful. So I try religiously to sit on it, sort of like half an hour each day. I'm hoping when I do go into labour that I can stay on the birthing ball and have my 10 machine strapped to my back and stay on it as long as possible. And they've shown me like a few movements, like I'd have a chair in front of me and then I'd be leaning over like this and that would just take the pressure off my back, and then Stuart may be able to rub sort of like my tailbone at the back. So I've got it all planned. Whether it goes like that, I'm not too sure, but that's what I'm hoping.
I'll be there for her, obviously, holding hand and trying to be as supportive as I can. I don't know exactly how much you can do, but I think the main thing is just that I'm there for her, to support her all the way through it.
A lot of my friends have said, write your birth plan out in full, then rip it up, because it's just never going to be what you want it to be. And I think if you do right, I want this, I want that, you are setting yourself up for a disappointment. You don't know how your birth's going to go, however much you want it.
Angela and Stuart already have a couple of babies, of sorts.
I've got 2 dogs, Alfie and Murphy. Alfie's a scruffy little mongrel and Murphy's a border collier. They're both very good. We've been a little bit apprehensive about what they would be like once we had a baby. I think the bigger one, Murphy, will just keep out of the way. He's anything for a quiet life. He'll just slump about. But the little one, because he's small, everybody says I spoiled him, and I must admit he's a little bit pampered, and he's allowed on the settee, or sometimes he sneaks on the bed for a cuddle. But I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll just probably have his nose put out of joint a little bit.
Angela's really soft with the 2 dogs, particularly with the little one, Alfie. Quite often have come in and, he's just jumped down off the settee because Angela had him there cuddling him. To some extent, he has been treated like a baby. I think he will be a bit miffed at first when the baby's born, but I think he'll just go away in the corner and sulk.
I think when my friend once came round and Alfie had actually taken the dummy out of the mouth, but I hope my friend's not watching this because I didn't actually tell her when she left the child in our care that Alfie take the dummy out of his mouth. But no, they're really good dogs. I'm sure they'll be fine.
8 days overdue, Angela starts having contractions and makes her way to the hospital.
At about 2 o'clock, I was getting really bad pains and I thought, oh, this is it then. So I rang Stuart. But because it was so sunny in the back garden, I was outside on my birthing ball with a towel over it so it wouldn't burn my legs. Just sat on it rocking, and I had to ring Stuart, he'd come straight home. But I knew then that obviously it was D-Day, and I was just really pleased because I was meant to be induced on the Monday a couple of days afterwards, so I was just so relieved it happened naturally.
Yeah. Is this your first baby? Yeah. Okay, sweetheart, if you just lift your knees up for me.
Angela's first internal examination will reveal if she's really in labour. If not, she'll be sent home, so it's a nervous wait.
Okay then. That's just a little bit of cold cream. Okay. If you're getting a contraction while I'm doing it, tell me and I'll stop.
Right, okay.
All right then, are you comfortable at the moment?
We were a little bit worried about whether they would send us away straight away, but we got in there and they said Angela was 4 centimetres dilated, so she was fine to stay in. So in a way, we both felt relieved, I think, once they said we could stay in.
Right, so if I tell you that your cervix is fully effaced, it's a good 4 centimetres.
Oh, good.
That's good.
So I don't have to go out. Thank God for that.
Good news for Angela. It also means it's time for gas and air.
This on the back is a valve. It makes a noise like that if you're using it correctly. So when you get in a contraction...
Once they'd established it eventually and they got all the monitors working, then I was able to have some gas and air, which was a nice relief. It was really good. I was sucking on that.
Do you want to just have a little practice on it now? You don't need to press anything, just a good... Lovely. And out. Now you haven't got to keep taking it out of your mouth when you've actually got a contraction.
Right.
Keep it in your mouth and just continually breathe in and out of it.
The gas and air comes in very handy as time moves on and the pains increase.
I'd actually had to go with it at the Labour Day, so no, it doesn't take the pain away, but I think the actual distraction of breathing in and out of it does actually take your mind off it a bit, and I think it does calm your breathing down, and it just takes the edge of it, not so much off the pain, but it's sort of like makes you feel a bit lightheaded, and you do actually think, oh, well, I'm not so bothered as much. You're just not so, you know, like you've had a drink, I suppose, a glass of wine. It just takes the edge off things.
9.5 hours into labour, Angela is moved down to a birthing suite, where it's time for another internal examination by midwife Susan. But have things progressed? It's good news. Angela is 6 to 7 centimetres dilated. It's going well, but with an increase of pain, Angela asks for something a little stronger.
Pethidine, I hadn't really fancied it. I think I'd rather just have gone for an epidural, but couldn't have an epidural because the anaesthetist was really busy. He was in some emergency in theatre, so it was pethidine or nothing, really.
With the pain controlled and things moving along nicely, it's now just a waiting game. But they could be in for a long night. But at least Stuart's found a use for that birthing ball. As the night draws on, the long, slow labour is suddenly interrupted by a surprise visitor. It's Angela's mum, here to look after her little girl.
Because my mum lives in Carlisle, she'd been crying and things that she wasn't here.
We rang her again just to check she was okay, and she found she was on a train down to Manchester. Please sit down a minute,
All right, rang Jim, I think your mother's on the train. I heard, you're right. All right. Yeah, she had to come down, Mum, get all stressed. No. I think my mum thought by the time she got from Carlisle, she'd a good couple of hours away from Tameside, that I would have had the baby, so she'd just be there. I don't think in a wildest dream she thought I'd still actually be in labour by the time she'd actually got there, and that she'd be able to see the birth. Yeah, it was really lovely to have my mum there, and Stuart, it was great. You have 2 hands to crush, I'm really in agony.
Try another if you can.
Time's ticking on and everyone's here, apart from the baby, that is. And it could be a while before he makes an appearance. There's nothing more they can do but get comfortable and wait for the main event. Coming up, the wait continues and everyone's feeling the strain, but not for long.
Okay, baby's head's out, well done.
We're back with 34-year-old Angela Wright and hubby Stuart as they await the arrival of their first child. It's time for the next internal, and everyone's hoping that things have progressed.
I call it 8 to 9 because just divert it. But yeah, you're doing well. That head's come right down.
Good.
It's just there.
Yeah.
Angela's 8 to 9 centimetres. She's almost there. It's all going to plan, but it's time for another shot of pethidine to help with the pain.
There you go. All right.
Does it stop you pushing that injection?
No, it doesn't stop you
good.
pushing. No, but as soon as if you do feel like, give me a buzz, won't you?
Yeah.
It's good to go and do this lady's notes, but just give me a ring now if you want anything.
Yeah,
all right,
thank you.
I'll pop that shortly.
Okay.
As Angie's birthing partner, I don't think I really knew what to do initially. I just thought I'll just have to be there, hold her hand and do what I can and try and keep her as calm as I could. So her back was in a lot of pain all the way through, and it comforted her really to rub her back. So I found I was doing that most of the time all the way through.
I just felt really sort of like relaxed, like I had had a couple of drinks and I was just about to nod off, and I remember my eyes closing, and I remember at one point looking around the room and I think Stuart's eyes were closed, my mum's eyes were closed, it was just like everybody's eyes were closed, we were just waiting for another contraction.
Really struggling to keep myself awake because nothing was really happening, and I was just trying to keep myself awake for Ange more than anything.
Don't get tired out, just lift your bottom up.
As morning comes around, something comes out of Angela, but it's not the baby.
You nearly got all of that.
Vomiting is a common side effect when using pethidine as pain relief.
Exorcist. So, the last night I see that bit. Think I'll be back, please.
I was rubbing Angie's back, I think, more or less all the way through. Her mum rubbed her back quite a bit as well to take over when my arms went dead a bit.
It was a good job there was two in there because they said the hands were absolutely killing because I was asking them to press that hard on my back, but it really helped with the contractions, so I was lucky with them both, it was really good. Oh, Jesus. When the pain got really bad when I was in labour, I think it was my mum who actually had to go out of the room to try and find a midwife. And then two of them come in like the cavalry, two midwives, and they said, oh, you know, they'd be able to stay with me, and there was one of them who would never leave the room. So I felt such a lot of relief, and I saw the relief in Stuart.
Angela, your baby's just sitting there. Yeah.
Right, so
Is that good or bad?
no, that means I take the gas and air off you and get you pushing.
See the head?
Pushing.
Oh, cool.
You see it's true. So it's got ginger hair.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'll tell you in a bit. Not that far away.
Oh, brilliant.
After another examination, Angela discovers she's fully dilated and ready to push. The big moment is here, but is Angela up to the challenge?
That's it. That's it.
When I did get to 10 centimetres, that magic number when everything's supposed to happen, I think I was just so tired, and they kept saying, oh, you'll have to wait a bit, we need the baby's head to come down, and I just thought I haven't got the energy, and I was panicking and thinking, oh, you know, am I going to have to be whisked off to theatre, because I really didn't think I was going to have the energy or gumption to push it out.
Don't let the contraction pass. Right, now as long and strong as you can, right down your bum. That's it, that's how you push, that's it. Brilliant, you're pushing in the right place. Just try not to let it go into your throat, I know it's hard. That's it. And again.
They kept saying, push through your bottom, and I kept thinking to myself, I'm blooming trying, but it's just, they kept telling me not to blow my cheeks out, but I couldn't help it, it's going like that.
Right, your baby's head's sitting there now, so it's stretching.
Angie's mum was stood behind me, sort of giving me a hug and looking behind me and having a quick peek, and trying to obviously calm Angela down as well.
Big push now. Go on. Really big push. Stubborn little one, isn't it?
Oh, I can't do it.
Okay, just have a little rest then. Have a little rest.
Another go on the gas and air, and Angela's ready to push once more. Go on, love.
Right down to your bottom. Right. Go on, that's it. Right now, keep going. Go on. That's it. Go on, go on, go on. Oh, brilliant. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Into your bottom, not your throat now, Angela.
Pardon? I'm just going to use some warm water, that's all. Oh. Just everything stretching.
Right, next time, pull up on your legs, chin down on your chest, a big deep breath in and a real long, hard push this time, okay? Let's see if we can get this baby out this time.
I remember panicking a bit inside, thinking, oh, the baby's going to be stuck, there's going to be something happening, I'm going to have to get the ventouse out or the stirrups, or I'm going to be whisked to surgery, and I think I worked myself up a bit. But I think that perhaps helped in the end, that I thought, no, I'm going to have to really try and get this baby out and push it out.
Just before the baby was born, I had a little bit of a look. It was amazing just to see his head there.
Hold on to your legs, back to the bed.
Hold these knees back. Go on, go on, go on, go on. Down, right down.
Oh,
That's it, go on,
okay,
keep
it's okay.
going, keep going, keep going. Ow!
Push past the singing
Go
now,
on,
you've
keep
done
going now, keep going. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. Well done.
Okay, okay, baby's head's out. Well done. There you go. 7 minutes past 11.
After 21 hours of labour, little Callum finally makes an appearance.
I'm just going to give you the injection.
Congratulations.
Thank you. When the baby come out, I could see everybody around me was getting really emotional, like poor Stuart was crying, he was so relieved, and I remember it was so nice because he kept saying, I love you, and it was just really nice. And I could see my mum there, she had tears in her eyes.
When he first came out, there was probably half a second or so of it, well, where I was really stressed thinking, is everything okay? And I think when I heard him cry, I was just relieved that Andrew was okay and the baby was okay. It's just thrilled, it's just an amazing feeling.
I remember the baby opening its eye, and I remember saying to Stuart afterwards, that was just so weird. It was like on the 4D scan, it was the same eye opened on the scan when he was looking at us, so it was really weird. And just when he did that, so I got a flashback to like the 4D scan. I thought, oh yes, it was really good.
It was just amazing. I sat there holding him and just felt, don't know, so much love and being, just having him there, cuddling him in your arms. It felt an amazing feeling. Hello. Looks like he's put his hand over his thing because of the light. Hey, I'm not too sure yet.
1 week later, and baby Callum is home with Mum, Dad, and the dogs.
In a couple of days, it's our first wedding anniversary, and and I think really that Callum's sort of like the best anniversary present we could have wished for. It's just been such a whirlwind year, and I can't believe it was nearly a year ago that we got married in Vegas, and then...
No, it wasn't really long after that you got pregnant, really,
Well, no, and then a year on, and his baby Callum. It's just great, it just feels wonderful, just feel really happy.
It's been quite good because he's been bottle fed, and I've been able to get up in the night and feed him. It's probably one of the things I enjoy most, really, feeding him, and then he usually falls asleep just after I've given him a feed, and we can have a little cuddle then, so I think that's one of the nicest things, really.
He doesn't just like go back to sleep and roll over and expect me, to get up, he's eager to get up, and it's sort of like a fight really who can get to him and feed him first, really, because he's so lovely and cuddly. Last night we gave him like his bath, and he was all nice and clean, and Mum had bought me one of these little bathrobe things, with the little little hood on. So we wrapped him up in that and he looked so cute. We thought, we'll just keep his nappy off a minute, we'll just take a picture. And we must have waited 10-15 minutes messing about getting the angle right, so he looked dead cute and everything. That he pooed, didn't he, all over the bathroom, yeah. And then Stuart sort of like opened it and he just weed everywhere, didn't he, in your face, on his face, so we had to give him another bath.
Although if we go in the garden and come back in a bit...
But how are the dogs coping with the new arrival?
Alfie and Murphy have been great, really. When we first came in, they didn't notice, really. Ange came in first with a couple of new toys for them, so they just sat around playing with them.
We don't leave the dogs in the same room on their own or anything like that, but they just tend to just sort of like walk past and have a little sniff. Me and Stuart were really happy before, but since I've got home, I just feel such on a high, and I feel like I've got a little family, and Stuart and Callum, and I just feel so happy, and I just love them both so much that I just feel really sort of like happy and complete. It's great.